Hey, S People Trainers, this is Swati from S People Tainment, and today at another live with an amazing women entrepreneur, and she is here with us already. And one more thing about S People Tainment, we are going live after a long time, maybe 2-3 weeks. We are with an entrepreneur. Our S People Tainment is of 2-3 streams we working. I launched this company in this pandemic, March 2020. One is we talk online or on live with entrepreneurs all over the world. That is the one part of the S People Tainment. And another part of S People Tainment is accountability coach. We coach businesses in their training management, in their sales training, in their closing training, in their team handling training. So if you are a business owner, you need help on these streams, I am there. S People Tainment is there to help you. Second, last is third is S People Meditation, which is like we understand how stress is that, understand the pandemic is taking toll of each one of us, so staying mentally fit is also important. So we are helping people in and around pan India, teaching them and coaching them how to stay fit in mind as well, how to train your mind, how to do meditation. If you are new to this is people tainment, go and watch my arigato videos. Every day arigato videos come out with that tip of how to be gratitude, how to write affirmations. Okay, so now today we are here for live on every Sunday 7 p.m. on live Facebook with an entrepreneur around the world. I've been speaking to entrepreneurs from UK, from Canada, from Australia, right, from Pan India, Coimbatore, from North India as well. So today our guest is also from Coimbatore, but she is already all over. She's already a celebrity kind of a person. She has masters in US. She has done her masters from US, masters in engineering. She studied in her graduation engineering in Coimbatore. She lived in US, she lived in UK. She got married at the age of 22. After marriage, she got her first child. That's when she decided to become an entrepreneur. Today, she is a founder of Shiksha Junior Play School in South India, Pan South India. And I want to talk about, she's also a founder of Shaswam Life School. She is helping young minds tune their time into a productive, into their life base. She's building a basement for every child come into her school. Okay, while I was having a discussion with her, she is also inspired that women should come forward, women should rule the entrepreneurship world. She's also with that kind of mindset. So wherever you are, if you're a woman watching this live and you want to be an entrepreneur, you can learn tons of inspiration from her. She's not only a preacher, she's already doing it on the ground. So if you have any questions, comment it, because I'll not be able to see who's on the live watching with me, watching us. So comment your questions in between the conversation so that I can ask the same questions to her. She will give direct answer to you. Okay, so apart from living in US, living in UK, having a master's in New Jersey, she is a mother. Okay, when she is a mother, she had this crisis of handling her family, handling her child, handling her career aspirations was very much difficult to her. So what she did, she put it everything together and she created and founded this amazing play school for Coimbatore, even Chennai, even Salem. She has franchising. Her her model is success. So she's franchising now all over Pan India, all over South India. So don't you think we need to listen from her? Don't you think we need to learn from her? Correct? So let's welcome Shrinithi Mohan from Coimbatore. Hi, Shrinithi. Hi, Shrinithi. Thank you so much for joining us. Our most of the crowd are from North India. Few of them are from Coimbatore, Chennai, Bangalore. This is a mix of North and South as well. So, how are you doing today? How is pandemic treating you?
Hi Swati, so it's my pleasure to be on S Peopletainment. Hope I'm audible and you're able to see me clearly.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So that was a lovely introduction that you had about me. So I'm not sure if I'm worth all the merit, whatever you said, but it's really a good feeling when when you hear about your accomplishments. So thank you so much for having me here today.
Wow, great welcome to you. And we are so excited to talk to you today on Facebook Live. You are a mother. How all this started? I want to know your initial journey. Now, today, you're a recognized, reputative entrepreneur in Coimbatore in South India as well. So, I want to know where all this started.
Um, I don't know I'm worth all that you were talking about. I know I'm an entrepreneur for sure because that's always been my passion. But whether I'm like, doing something great or I'm of all that, I don't know. I have a disclaimer there. I'm a growing entrepreneur, I would say. I'm always an aspiring entrepreneur looking to do things. So if you're talking about where it all started from, um, see, I always say people, I was never lucky to say that I became an entrepreneur by accident. Because a lot of people say that, I accidentally became an entrepreneur. I was never lucky that way. It was a very, very conscious decision for me to become an entrepreneur. Because from what I remember, I think when I was in college, at least in the final years of college, I was thinking that, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. But I'm talking about in 2010. 2010 was when I graduated out of college. So that time, the term startup or entrepreneur was all very new. Not many people were into entrepreneurship and startup. The whole ecosystem from the college that you studied to the people around you, they only ask you to, get a job and, go for a job. But then I was always a person who was very active or hyper, I would say. So I thought probably, I love wearing different hats. So I think from my final year of college to when I had my initial days of employment, um, I thought I had to become an entrepreneur. So it all started probably, I would say, 2012, 13, during that time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so wow, 2013 until it's been 7 years, you're already not only aspirated entrepreneurs. You want to be a businesswoman. It's not an accidental. It's been like in your gene. You've been developing this in your while you're studying. That's amazing. First time I'm hearing this. Every time I always is like, this is what happened, and then I become an entrepreneur. So you've been planning. So, but how you founded these two amazing firm, Shiksha Play School, Junior Play School, and Shaswam Life School? How this idea came into your life?
Like everybody says, entrepreneurship is a lot about problem solving, isn't it? So that's the difference that we make. So as an entrepreneur, you're always fishing for ideas around you. You're searching for problems around you. So when I said that, when I was right in college, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. But of course, I went to do my masters, and then I had my initial days of job as a software engineer. I was pursuing all that, and when I had an early marriage, as in like I got married when I was pretty young, as you said, like 22, me and my husband were married off. So at that time, I was thinking maybe this feeling of entrepreneurship would probably die because, you're 22, you got married, and I was my family way. I had my daughter immediately right after we were married. So I was thinking probably, you were very aspirational as a college student, and when you are working as a career woman, you have a lot of dreams. But the moment that, you have your child and you're married off to a different city, you think all those dreams have to, go away. So I thought, I shouldn't let it that way. And so I was looking for opportunities right around me, the problems that people like me were having. So when I saw a lot of women, I think they all resonated with me, where they had all studied such high degrees, they had very good academic credentials, but immediately after marriage or the moment that they have kids, they had to give up on their career aspirations because they did not have enough support system at home, right? Because it all happens at the same time, because a woman in 20s is expected to grow a career. At the same time, she has also a young family to take care of. So when you have to manage both, it becomes extremely difficult. And most of the times the women have to give up career because of having had children, right? So that time when I saw this problem with all the women around me, my college mates, school mates, everywhere that I met, I think women were facing this problem. And from there I thought, okay, hey, this is the problem that I need to be solving. And my first set of investors or decision makers were of course my family members, where I said, you know what, I have a daughter, I don't want to give up on parenting her or taking care of her because she was young. So I said, along with my daughter, can I take care of 10 other kids whose moms wanted to go to work? And that's how Shiksha Juniors was born from
Born.
a small rented place. Yeah.
Wow. It's like I have this problem. I'm not going to sit and cry on it or dwell on it. I'm just going to take others' problems and give the solution and create a altogether a wonderful business. That's so beautifully put it, and I'm so proud of it. Like how your thought process, like I want to solve my problem plus same like me others had the same problem, we all come together, and that's wonderful. Okay. So I want to divide life before COVID and after COVID, and I think you might agree with me. So I want to ask you, how was the business before? How was your entrepreneurship going before COVID, and how it is going right now, and how you're handling it, how the changes you're facing? Can you let us know? Because many of my friends are entrepreneurs, and extreme change, overnight change, it's like overnight superstar, it's like overnight change. So I want to an advice or a suggestion from you as an entrepreneur, how you are making it now, and how was the business before for you?
Yeah, so just like how I said, entrepreneurs are very good problem solvers, right? Similar to that, I think entrepreneurs also, have to take decisions the right way, in a proper time. And I believe that, you have to be very agile and nimble, especially at an age as this. I think you have to be extremely fast and rapid, right? So as we all know, I think COVID did not spare anybody. It did not spare any industry. And if an industry can actually resist this COVID, and if we can come out of a situation as this, saving our businesses and saving the people around, I think this the businesses can stay on for a longer duration. And I believe no business is as such, like we can't say anything is pandemic proof or anything like that. So just like that, I think for my business as well, I was dealing in a preschool space where children had to come. We had to take care of them. That was a whole model of business that I was operating around. And considering the given situation, children coming to school is not possible. Virtual schools do happen to a certain extent, but then not in a full swing. So I thought, okay, this is a moment when we should not sit and dwell on the problem, because if you are an entrepreneur, it means you're a good problem solver, you're identifying a problem, and you've built a certain skill set being an entrepreneur, right? So I thought the skill
Yes.
sets are same. The skill sets are same irrespective of which industry you are in. You can be in retail, you can be in education, you can be in whatever it is. So I thought, okay, at this time, personally as a person, I always believe that skill education is very important for people. Like I was into school education, I was very familiar with school education, but then I thought, as a person, for to impart skills is an extremely important thing. And when I say skills, I'm talking about real life skills. I'm not talking about some, fancy thing to sell to parents, right? I would not do that. So, and always, like, since I have personally, I have a 7.5-year-old daughter, I have a 3-year-old son. So being a parent, I always believe that, life skills is something which is very essential that you um, give to your kids of the future. So you can get them like super educated from, fancy university and all that. But at the end of the day, what in reality the children need is actually life skills to face the life, right?
Yes,
So I wanted to
absolutely.
build, yeah, so I wanted to build something around that. And I think that, that opportunity in crisis kind of again came to me and said, hey, now you have another big opportunity for you right in front of you in all this idle time of COVID. And I think that's how Sashwam was born. So, yeah, answering your question, like, how pre-COVID and post-COVID was, see, COVID definitely did take a blow in everybody's business. But then if you, foresee an opportunity out of this time, and if you're able to successfully do it, something out of it, I think that's a great job, which anybody can do.
Wow. Okay. When we are having this conversation, you mentioned that you have four babies. One is your two daughters, and one is two other businesses which you are already running. So you put it in a way it's like one of my businesses doesn't need much of my. It's already a success model. So now I'm working on this Sashwam Life School, which you are providing a life education, which none of the school taught us when we were growing up. I think we all have this complaint. School didn't teach this. School doesn't teach this. I think you put a business around that, so that would be a great for upcoming the present children, 2K children. Okay, so that's what my next question was. Like, you created a whole another business, which was created during this pandemic. You birthed a new business in this pandemic. So, kudos to you, and I really look up to you because I am also working on that. And same like me, same like us, many people who are watching us. If you have started or launched a business in this pandemic, hats off to you. Please go ahead, keep doing whatever you're doing. Within 2-3 years, definitely you're going to be on the map for sure. Okay, so I know having two children and maintaining others children needs lots of energy. So where you get all the inspiration from, and how your family supports you, how your family backs you up, your husband or your in-laws family, and then your parents.
So, see, I've always been the envy of women around me, I would say, because me and my mother-in-law, like, we've always been the envy of people around when they say, you've got a beautiful support system, so that's why you're able to go and hustle and work, you're able to travel, meet people, get business. But I always believe that, families are ready to support only if you're able to convince them on the vision that you have. See, even I've had my share of, hardships where initially people did not believe in my idea. So I think not just for women, even for men or for anybody else, when the vision is yours, you want to build the business or your career, right? So only you can see it. So it's your job to make the other people see what is that you're trying to build. And when they see the impact that you are trying to create and the change that you are making in many people's life because of this, then they'll be definitely willing to support. But I think the support first has to come from within. If you are not willing to learn and change yourself, I don't think anybody can help you. Not your
Support.
family or anybody. I think it's more of, I think that you should have that burning passion or desire in you to
Burning desire.
make the business go so strong that uh, the people around you have no other option but to help you.
But to support you. Wow.
Yeah, true,
It's
true.
a It's an amazing way to look at it. So, guys and girls, if you're crib and cry, my family doesn't support you, so go back to yourself and take all the training you need, have all the passion you need, and then talk to your family, convince your family. So, hopefully, I think as Sriniti taught us, like, you should be more confident before you convince yourself first, and then before you convince anybody else to support your business. That's for sure. Thank you so much for that thought, Sriniti. And one next my next question is, like, you been into franchisee because your junior play school is already a success model, so now you are doing a franchisee of it over a South India. I want to, I understand as a business person, there would be a lot of rejections, and there would be a lot of, hurdles, obstacles when you initially started this franchisee. First, I want to understand why franchisee, and second is how you dealt with your rejections during this journey.
Okay, see, franchising is because, see, I had prior franchising experience as well. Like, even before I created my own brand, I was working with several other brands. So I typically know how franchising work. But I would say, see, franchising is just one mode of scaling up, right? Like, it's just like how you have distribution. Some people go the distribution route, some go for the resellers, affiliate route. So just like that, I think franchising is basically a way you are actually scaling up the business. And I always wanted to build a business of scale because, just because you're in Coimbatore, so doesn't make sense that if you're only serving to people around 5 kilometers radius, it doesn't make sense, right? If your business is good, then I think there's no harm in scaling much beyond your location. So that way I had scale in mind, and that's why I went for the franchising route. And during franchising, I definitely selected franchise partners in a way that they also carry the same vision and same passion for educating children. No compromise on quality. On those aspects where what the franchisees chosen. Though we had a lot of franchisee inquiries, the reason we did not sign up with every person was, this industry works in a different fashion, right? Because it's an education space. You don't get immediate rewards. You have to wait it out, and it's a definitely different way in this particular the education space works. So that way, when you're taking up somebody as a franchise partner, I think it's highly essential that they also understand how the industry operates. Because if they are going to come with a different lens, then it doesn't work. So I think every person who's looking to scale his business should definitely look at partners that way, rather than looking at the numbers. Like, instead of saying, hey, I need to close so many franchisees, instead of that, if you choose the right partners, I think they'll be able to carry the same vision of the team in multiple places. And I'm sorry, I missed out your second question.
Yeah, franchisee. I asked how you dealt with the hurdles, like
Hurdles. All right,
rejections.
all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Rejections as in with the partners, or how is it?
Rejections as in, like, sometimes, as you put it in a way, like, you selected your partners, those who have the same mindset, those who are passionate about educating the young minds. Children, dealing with children require a set of skill which is not everybody's cup of tea, so you selected few people. And it's a business, or you get to reject as well. Say example, um, end of the everything was going fine, and end of the day they decided not to take go with your franchisee, or not to go with your brand. Basically, rejections we face in life as well, like in business as well. So how you're dealing, if you have not felt any rejections, that you're so truly blessed. But business perspective, point of view, I want to understand how you dealt with hurdles while pursuing your career.
Yeah, yeah. So I believe that every entrepreneur has to face failures. Okay, if somebody doesn't face failures, then I think they're just living in a dream world. Everybody has to face failure. Everybody has
Absolutely.
to face hurdles, right? That's what makes you strong. So answering your question, see, sometimes if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, right? You cannot be everybody's cup of tea. You cannot be everybody's favorite food, right? You cannot sit and convince on your model and your way of working to everybody. It appeals somebody who thinks on the same process as you, and if they have the same time and attention which you are looking for, then it matches. But you see, it's like a relationship, right? So for some people, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So you got to pull out the plug at that point of time. So you cannot think this as a personal rejection, right? You can still be
Okay.
friends with them. So see, on a journey to grow, you'll meet so many people who will like you and support you. There'll also be people who think that maybe this is not the thing for me, which is good. That's their opinion, and we should be fine with it. So
Okay.
as long as with your correct team, if you are able to execute your ideas, I think you still have a long way to grab the market. So why sit and brood over rejections when you have much more things to go and grab?
Okay. So rejection is part of life, because why I asked this question is like, recently the NEET problem is going on. Girl got suicide, and these are all like, there is no life education, which is your second baby, like fourth baby, I should say, like Sashwam play school. We don't teach our children how to deal with the life, whether in school or the parents. They don't teach this, how to deal with the rejections, how to deal with the heartbreaks, how to deal with other human being. We don't teach, our parents didn't teach us. Maybe from 2020 onwards, like even suicides is breaking all over India, and this NEET is really affecting Tamil Nadu. So these are all the problems are starting from home. So Sashwam Play School gonna kind of these kind of schools has to come up. Many schools should open up. I hope you will be scaling up nowadays online, so you can scale up anywhere and teach people, children, their parents, how to deal with the life basically. So wonderful job. I'm really really proud of Sashwam Play School idea, especially
Thank
in
you.
this pandemic. Wonderful. So my next question is to you, like who are your inspirations, like your mentors, who you look up to it, and you are an aspired entrepreneur since your college time. So can you share who you get inspired most?
I take inspiration from every woman out there. So I actually take inspiration from all around me. I'm not the person who actually looks up somebody in Forbes magazine and think she's inspired me. Nothing like that. I think I take inspiration from every person around. I think that's the best way. You're actually, every person has something to teach, irrespective of who they are. So that way, many people have, inspired me. Be it men or women, they've inspired me that way. On a personal level, like from when I was a young kid, I grew up watching my grandmother. So she has very good professional, she's made it very good professionally, from coming from a remote village. Then
She
definitely
is
watching
already an
my,
entrepreneur.
yeah, she
She
was a
was an
doctor.
entrepreneur.
Yeah, she was hardworking, and so I always grew up watching how she was balancing her family and her work. So both my grandmoms, they've inspired me. My mom's inspired me, and after wedding, my greatest inspiration was my mother-in-law. Where I don't believe in this mother-in-law stereotypes, right? All those jokes, and I think that's really crappy. So for me, my mother-in-law, like I really remember when I got married, the first thing my mother-in-law said was, "You know what? I sacrificed my entire life to grow up your husband. I mean, like her son, I don't want you to be like me, and I want you to, because I was very, very timid. I got married when I was 22. Like, I had a good education and all that, but there was not pretty much things that I knew beforehand. So she just said one thing where she said, she said a very powerful word where she said, you shouldn't be like me, you should go out, you should accomplish. So that kind of put that, I should say, the fire in the belly. And again, like, I was a mom at that time, so I always thought, I shouldn't lead the typical life at the comfort of the home. You should probably do something which inspires your children. I think it's very important because children these days are very smart. So I thought, I wanted to inspire them. I don't know if I'm inspiring them, but I don't want to take them off in a wrong route. So yeah, I see inspirations all around me, but I think these guys have been my personal inspirations.
Wow. So both you're getting both inspiration from both the families. Definitely, Sriniti, like you said, whether you are inspiring your children or not, definitely you are inspiring, and also you're inspiring other children's mothers as well and their parents as well, because you're giving them such a platform where they can focus on their work. That's for sure. Definitely, you're an inspiration. So I have a question from a person. He's also one of our best people trainers. So, ma'am, when you have an idea of business, definitely you have the fear of failure. So, also that it will work or not. How did you overcome that and ready to start with what kind of energy? So, this is his question. He's from Delhi. I think he's living in Bangalore. Banu Raghav. He has asked this question.
Yeah, so answering Mr. Raghav's question, see, business is definitely risk taking, but it's about how much risk it is. Is it a calculated risk or is it too much of a risk? See, business is about a lot of uncertainties, right? So we never knew COVID will happen. So, a lot of people, a
Yeah.
lot of dreams started new businesses. They were expanding their businesses and COVID hit. So definitely business is lot of uncertainties. I would say you can minimize the risk to a certain extent. Like for me, even before I started a preschool, I had a very rich preschool experience. Like, I worked with other brands, I worked with schools. I had education degrees. Though I was an engineer, after I graduated of engineering, all the study that I made, like in terms of counseling psychology, Montessori education, special education, I did a whole lot of degrees to understand about the space that I'm going to be working in. So the moment that I had my academic credentials and work credentials, I was interning, doing job. So the moment that I knew enough of the industry, and I thought, okay, now I can jump. If I'm going to jump right now, I'm not going to be hurt, right? So at that point of time, I took that leap. See, there might be difference of opinion here. A lot of people
Industry.
think,
Yes.
yeah, a lot of people think that this is not the necessary path. When you have the right people around you, you don't really have to know the industry to a great extent. But when you do this, I think your fear is minimized, and when you have your mentors and other people around you to guide you on the journey, then you can take the leap. Is what you can take that calculated risk and see how it goes. You can do the MVP, and based on how it goes, then you can scale it further.
ओके वाह सो बानु राघव मैम ने क्या बताया लाइक इफ यू हैव आपके अगर आपको एक बिजनेस स्टार्ट करनी है उसका इंडस्ट्री का थोड़ा बहुत नॉलेज थोड़ा स्टडी थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंसेस आपको लेनी चाहिए उसके बाद योर फियर विल रिड्यूस आपका फियर कम हो जाएगा उसके बाद आप अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं राइट एनी बिजनेस बिफोर आप स्टार्ट करने से पहले थोड़ा सा आप उस बिजनेस के ऊपर पढ़ाई कर लेना उस इंडस्ट्री पे थोड़ा सा काम कर लेना रिस्क तो है कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क यू हैव टू टेक so Banu I hope this answered your question thank you so much for asking so I expected girls to ask questions but I don't know where are you girls so any guys or girls we are ready to answer your questions so if you have any questions so please put it in um, right now, because we are already done with your our interviews, maybe within for maximum of 4 5 minutes. So whoever has questions, please put it a comment. Okay. Sriniti, like, what are your future plans? Okay, so now pandemic is going, you shifted your business, you have started a new business. So what are your future plans for your two firm which you have created in last 7 years?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely my thought process has changed a lot, from what, I always compare, like since probably I'm a mom, I compare my business to momming a lot. So from having my first baby, which was a play school, to the second baby, which was the life school, I think my thought process has definitely changed a lot. So right now, my focus is like, I want to build this business globally. Like as of now itself, we have a lot of Indian students in the global diaspora studying with us, because since, as you said, it's a technology based platform, we don't really have the geographical restrictions.
Borders, yes.
No borders, no borders. And I think that's
No
the way
borders.
education also has to be. Education has to be definitely democratized this way. So if being in the education sector for so long and seeing these problems in front of my eyes, if I'm not solving it, then I think I'll not be happy. So that way, with Shiksha, yes, we are looking to expand the franchise mode to multiple locations. That's gonna go like the usual route, and we are going to keep adding value. And apart from that, with Sashram, the platform is, we are aspiring to be a large life skill platform for both kids and adults. And I think the beauty with Sashram is, from 4 years to 60 years, anybody can learn anything. So I have like a child who's learning music and dance for the first time with us. I also have like an auntie who says, I've always wanted to learn music, but I never had the time. Now is the time for me to learn music. I have moms who are studying with me in the platform. I always believe that moms have to keep upgrading themselves. So like that, Sashram is giving a lot of personal satisfaction to me. Apart from the business aspect. So we're looking to scale Sashram, to a great extent this year. And yeah, that's where the focus is going to be, I believe.
Wow, personal. You use the word personal satisfaction. Literally, I was a part of business since last 4 years. That didn't give me that personal satisfaction, and since pandemic, I have reorganized myself, and I started business around business coach and meditation. That gives me, I don't make much money, but still that gives me a lot of satisfaction. If I say if I make 50,000 rupees, my satisfaction is in crore. So that's for sure. Personal satisfaction is very, very much needed. What we create, that's for sure. Thank you so much, Shrinithi Mohan. It's very good to know you, and you're so humble. When I introduced you, you said, I don't know whether I'm worth it or not, but definitely audiences will also agree with me. You're super, super worth it, and I want to see your business going global. Sashram, and all the best for Shiksha Junior Play School going globally. Right now is a good time to expand our businesses globally. Thank you so much being with us today. All the very best to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Swati.